When especially like as a country, when you're paying into taxes and you're showing up to vote and you're trying to help your neighbor and you're trying to follow the rules and do the best that you can, you at a certain point, that's like you're giving into something as a group. You're like giving into something like, this is how we believe that we should behave and that it best suits us moving forward. And then when it's really started to just feel, and I think it's kind of obvious at this point, that the higher ups are not working for us anymore. They're not working with us. And that's what I think has become the most evident in the past year, especially, is that people are like, no matter who we elect, on which side, whatever it is, it's all this sort of shell game. And we're finally starting to see some of it. And I thought it was interesting that
well, not working for us is the kind of the most benign description. Like, not working for you, that's just indifference. That's abandonment. That's when your parents like go on vacation and don't come home. What's happening to us is having like a creepy stepfather. Like, I actually think there's malicious intent here.
But how could so many politicians and stuff get compromised? That's what I don't understand. Wouldn't there be more people that stood up and said, hey, this isn't right? Like, I that's what I find hard to believe.
Well, because they all made the deal. And all of them make the deal. And the deal is not always explicit. And the deal, everyone thinks it's about sexual blackmail, which is totally real. All the porn sites are visible. Like, go to a porn site, people know exactly what you're looking at, and there's a video of you looking at it. It's just a fact. And okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are secretly gay. Of course, we know that. But I don't think, and have drinking problems or cheating their wives or whatever.
Is that enough to keep people?
No, I think it's actually deeper than that. It's not enough. It's not enough. Like the obvious ones, like, why is Lindsey Graham for this or that war? It's like, okay, yeah, I got it. But
because if you're trying to slurp on little fellas or whatever, or you're jacking off to like, butt activity or whatever, like, does that I mean, definitely
slurping on little fellas.
I mean, pedophiling is bad. It is not good at all. It's horrible, right? But if you're just like looking at I'm just like,
that's not the answer though. That's not. Most of them are not being sexually blackmailed. Some are. I mean, I think the Epstein thing was probably that to some extent. But no, it's much deeper and more recognizable and part of our daily life than that. It's much more insidious than that because it's less dramatic than that. It's the deal that we all make with ourselves to get what we want. Like, I want to be powerful. I want to get reelected. I want to get rich. I want to bang that girl. And you make these compromises with yourself in which you consciously decide to be dishonest. You decide, in some cases, violent. That is true. Or whatever.
How do they get so many people though? Because like you look at some of these
system itself is that like in order to get elected, I have to do the following things. I have to basically subvert democracy by carrying water for a tiny group of people against the interests of my actual voters. Like, that itself is a sin. It's a crime, but it's so ubiquitous you don't even notice it. It's deals like that. I'm going to take money from a foreign lobby that somehow isn't registered as a foreign lobby or whatever. I'll support this thing that I think is probably pretty wrong, but I'm going to do it because I have to. Mm-hmm. It's those kind of moral compromises that wind up making people slaves. And that's what they are. They're slaves. We have hundreds of slaves, otherwise known as members of Congress. And what are they slaves to? Evil. Because they've made these compromises in order to get what they think is the prize, which is re-election.
It's a crazy movie.
It's real though, man.
I know, that's a crazy.
But it's all of us. Like, all of us have made that deal. That's why it's so important to reframe it in your head. It's not just some freak on Pedo Island, banging a child and then, they have him by the balls because they have videotape of him. No, it's all of us. If I just do this thing, it's worth it, man. It's for the greater good. It's for my family. It's for, you hear this every election season.
Right. I need a vote. I don't
want to vote for the shithead, but we need to control the Congress. What is that? You're making a deal with the devil, dude. With the devil. That's what that is. Bow down before me and all of this will be yours. That's the deal. Don't make that deal because you lose yourself. You lose your freedom. All of a sudden you're a slave. And you see these politicians, they're like, oh, no, it's not. No, there are good reasons for doing this. No, really. What is that? It's not a free man. That's an enslaved man. And you know the people who are free because they exude this kind of peace and joy. And they're like, no, I don't care. I'll say whatever I think is true. You can shoot me. Go ahead and shoot me. It's not going to change anything because you're lying and I'm not. Like, right. It's freedom versus slavery. And we put ourselves in slavery with that deal.
Well, the pain of like of holding on to like lies and stuff like that.
Yes.
And shame and stuff like that. It's really,
But
it's
haven't
so
we all
heavy.
lived that? You've lived that, right?
For sure. Like, do you think that if we elected different officials, that things would be different? Or do you think that no matter who gets in there, that the compromising happens these days?
No, I think leadership is the most important thing.
Why doesn't somebody come up with an app then that tells us like who, like what elected, like who's running, right? Because a lot of people don't have time to focus on exactly who's running, right? They don't have as much time. They're busy. Both parents are working. People are running around. They're picking their kids up. They got to get their kid to T-ball. They've got to make sure their kids get fed.
Totally.
And they have to make sure that one of the parents is there to read them a bedtime story before the other parent goes and works all night as a security guard somewhere, just to make ends meet, right? So why don't they have like an app that says, okay, these are the candidates. This one doesn't accept any money from any of these places.
Yes.
It feels like it would be very easy and obvious to create an app like that that would tell you exactly who to vote for.
I think that's right. The problem is we're getting to a point of like knowledge about things. Like people sort of are figuring out what's going on, that in order to be honest now, you have to be truly honest. I think people are so wary of being lied to that if you sense that someone's like got a, I'll be all honest about this stuff, but not about that thing, that's not enough. So true honesty, also called integrity, is what is needed.
It's hard.
Well, you get killed. You get killed. Like the system itself, and this is not the result of any foreign power or any, this is just like the nature of systems, will work to expel you the same way your body works to expel bacteria or cancer. It's like the organism doesn't want this. And you see it. I've known very few honest members of Congress. I've known a couple, however. One of them just left Congress, and the other is being primaried.
MTG, you're talking about? Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Exactly. And Thomas Massey from Kentucky. And by the way, I don't agree with everything. It's not even about that.
What does being primaried mean? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It means that your own party says, we want you out. And so we're going to run someone from your party against you in the primary. Your party has turned on you. And it's like, what is that about? And it's about not simply the fact that he disagrees with them on foreign policy, which is really, the whole project really is just foreign policy, nothing to do with like your tax rates or your debt load.
Yeah, he's like anti-APAC. He's big against those types of things.
Yeah, and he's not for pointless wars. So that's a deal killer. But it's not just that. It's the Israeli lobby's mad at him. Got it. But it's deeper. It's he won't be controlled. And if he doesn't think something, he's not going to say it. Period. He may be wrong, but he's sincere. Sincerity is the kryptonite. That's what makes the evil person die, is sincerity. No, I really mean it. I'm not kidding. I can't be bought. I'm totally sincere. If they smell sincerity on you, well, that's why they're calling me the most dangerous anti-Semite since Adolf Hitler himself. It's like, what? Because I'm not a genius. I'm not powerful at all. I'm a fucking podcaster. Like I don't have actually any power, but I'm not kidding at all. I'm completely sincere. I may be wrong. I often have been, but I'm not joking.
Yeah.
That itself, so they're hassling me. Imagine if I was a member of Congress or a presidential candidate or anybody who has sincerity is marked immediately because that person's a threat to everybody currently benefiting from the system. They accuse you of what they are, and what they are is corrupt. So Marjorie, did she make a ton of money trading on stocks with insider information? I bet my house she didn't. I mean, this is somebody I know well. And
you do know her well.
I know her well. And you can agree or disagree with her, of course, but you can't say she's in it for the money, really? I don't think so. I don't think she's interested in money. I think she's interested in the country. And again, we can debate whether she's on the right track or the wrong track, or you think her ideas are smart or stupid, but her sincerity is the most obvious thing about her, and it's also the most threatening thing about her. In fact, it's the only thing that they hate is sincerity, because sincerity is purity and it can't be bought. And so, of course, they accuse, the first thing they're like, oh, you must be getting paid by somebody. No, I'm not. And that's why you hate me.
Yeah.
If I was as corrupt as Dan Crenshaw, you really think they would hassle me?
Dan Crenshaw, the guy from Texas?
Yeah.
Is he corrupt?
Well, on the most deep, on a moral level, he's completely corrupt. I mean, he takes orders from his donors to do things that have nothing to do with the welfare of his voters. So by definition, he's corrupt, yes, and also crazy and and drunk and all the rest. Sad. I'm not actually.
Oh, I think I met him at a nightclub one time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you did. But I shouldn't be. I feel sorry for Dan Crenshaw being serious. But anyway, the point is, the more corrupt you are, the more they like you because they can control you. What they don't want is someone who might do something unexpected who they can't control. That's what they fear. Obviously, it's what everybody fears.
But do you think that as well for Marjorie, do you what do you think happened in that meeting? Because she had a meeting, I guess, with Trump.
I don't know. I don't know what happened between her and Trump. I know what happened to her over the past 5 years serving in Congress, which was she was like
Trump withdrew his political endorsement and publicly insulted Green, labeling her as a traitor due to her vocal opposition to his handling of Epstein files and other policy disagreements.
Yeah.
Green announced her resignation effective January 5th, 2026 to avoid a divisive primary challenge. But why not?
Is it divisive?
Huh?
Is it divisive?
A primary challenge?
Or divisive?
Oh, divisive, probably.
I've never figured it out.
They change it so much.
Yeah, they do. They do.
But why not go and challenge then? Why secede then? Why not go and say, okay, I'm going to keep fighting and people are going to support you?
I honestly don't know the answer.
You don't?
The only thing I know, I really don't. I haven't talked to her about it and I don't know the answer. I'm sure there's thinking behind it that I'm not that great at the thinking about like what the right move in politics is. But I know big picture what happened because I saw it up close, which is she showed up very much like any other person. It's like, this country has problems. I want to fix them. And she shows up and all people are like, shut up, honey. She was getting too close to what the truth is. And the truth is the people running the system are completely corrupt and the welfare of their people, our country's people, is not even on their list of concerns at all. They're beholden to the people who pay them or who threaten them. And she said that out loud. And oh man, she had like very few allies. Once you say that, you're marked. So I think she concluded, this is my understanding, she concluded, I'm having no effect here at all. It's driving me crazy.